Are all the pieces of the puzzle in place yet? Well, I don't think so. We need one more hermit in the mix, and for this, I'll need to call in a favor. Oh god, why do I do this to myself?
You did that? Wow. Yeah, that is kind of bizarre, I guess.
Yep, very, very bizarre. And that's why Mojang keep removing him from the game. Ridiculous.
Who would have thought?
So let's cut to the chase. I have a favor to ask.
Ah, so we weren't just catching up then.
Well, you know me, I have no time for leisure, but sometimes we can mix business and pleasure.
You're a busy guy. I get it. So what's up?
The derp coin. That's what's going up.
Another one of your schemes, I see.
Ah, yes. It's going well, but not well enough, you see.
You need to bring in a real evil mastermind?
Ah, you think you're so clever. I mean, and you are, of course. That's why I need your help.
Well, you've got my ear.
Good, good. Look, I've wrangled together Jevin, Beef, and the axolotl, but we need another pair of hands on deck.
Go on, I'm listening.
I need you to influence Wells Night.
Ah, I think you've got the wrong idea.
I have?
I don't wield the sorts of supernatural powers like you do to Minecraft to begin with.
This season of Hermitcraft, we've done a lot of building, haven't we? And we've done pretty much most of this without being able to fly, that has made it even more tedious. But building is what I wanted to focus on this season, and you know what? So far, I have absolutely loved it. We have come up with tons of great things. So we have the Starter Island, which is one finished project, and another one is the transition to the new area, the bridge, the two towers welcoming you in to the village. And this place is, of course, a village for villagers to do all the functional villager things. And there is just one build left, which is going to be Mahusive, and block out the view of all of this going on in the background, our villager trading hall. And speaking of the background, don't we just have a marvellous setting off in the distance with the Evil Empire, which is looking gorgeous. We're going to get to doing some stuff over here today. But I have a story to tell, first of all, about this mess over here. You see, I have been designing an exterior so that it doesn't look so messy. But I've run into a really big problem, and that problem is me. It's always me. I'm my own worst enemy. You see, here in my creative world, I've been doing some designing. Now, this top part isn't too much to get enthusiastic about because it's far from finished, in which it kind of pushes itself into. And you're never really going to see too much of it from this back angle over here as well. And then you've got another entrance over here. The big thing that irritates me though is how this kind of like overhangs the terrain here. But it got me thinking, you know, I can do a little bit of landscaping work and bring it up so that it isn't floating. And maybe this isn't so bad overall. But what did I go and do? I went and spent hours coming up with a new plan. And yes, this doesn't look very remarkable, but I thought, why don't I approach building a different way here and start off with wall blocks to put in shapes that we would then change with different textures. This is one of the building techniques that I've seen Pearlescent Moon using in her live streams, and I thought, you know, I should really give this a shot and try and learn from some of the great builders here on the server. So I put together a build palette where we could have 3 complementary main colours. We got orange, yellow and white. And then we would mix them with trims that would be made out of wood and deep slate. And that choice of textures would of course complement some of the things we had already built in the area. It would then be my job to take all of these fantastical shapes and roofs and bring it all together with the block palette that I just showed you. And do you know what? I'm actually quite excited to give that a try. So here's the thing. I'm going to let you decide what we do next. You've seen the build behind me, you've seen the one made out of wall blocks. So in the comment box down below, there's going to be a pinned comment taking you to a community poll where you can vote on which one you want to see. This one here is the original, And we will call this one the Wall Tower. I think that's a good name to describe it in its current form. So head down there to the comment box to leave your vote, and whatever you choose will be the design that I finish and build on Hermitcraft. That is so good. So good. You know, I'm all ready to record, and my cup of tea, it's at perfect drinking temperature. Gonna have one more slurp. Looks like we might be able to wrangle another customer over here. Those are the coordinates that I always remember for this space. It's actually off by 200 blocks, yeah. 1300 and then minus 250. And what would you know, it's a good thing I decided to check because someone's gone all in on the derp coin. Look at those profits. Now, EvilX told me that we should never fully restock the derp coin, but look, we've sold out every single chest. I think it's time for a celebration. Let's restock. And a little investigation reveals that a lot of these coins ended up going towards premium derp coins, so now we can replenish our stock with these ones. Alright, look at this. Gunpowder fully stocked. Another thing EvilX told me I shouldn't do, but we got a customer heading over here who wants a full shulker box's worth. And just checking our stock over here, which hasn't been that popular, it is the diamond ore. This is the stuff that's being sold with the premium derp coin. And there are more diamonds here to be collected. EvilX has been out there in the Nether saving Striders, and the Hermits have been investing. We've got another sale here. Well, it'll be interesting to see what Efo makes of the derp coin as, yeah, he's checking out the stock. I'm not sure if he's brought any yet. Either way, that was a massive distraction. And as I get back here, I realise that my tea has gone cold. Oh, I literally knew this would happen, which is why I was trying to drink it all before I started recording today. Anyways, over here you'll see that I have a mess of items because I've been trading away with villagers, getting them, you know, leveled up and moved into our trading hall. So you'll probably notice that there ain't the same configuration of villagers like we had before, but this thing's been working flawlessly and I've been migrating some of the villagers that we had underground with really good trades up to this area. And so I thought I would edit together a little camera account replay mod montage of everything just going wonderfully smoothly here. So yeah, I can't complain. This has all gone really well. Even pushing the villagers into the little holes over here. Apparently I left a slab missing. Huh. It's all gone smooth though. And down here we've got loads of villagers. Look at that, he's breakdancing. I love it. So with 32 spaces on each side, the librarians are probably going to take up the whole of this side. And then I've tried to group together other ones. I don't think we're ever going to need more than 4 stonecutters, but if I need some materials en masse like quartz, I can come over here, do those trades. And then I put all of our clerics, yep, had to think for a second, together so that we can get all of those bottles of enchanting. But as you can see, not all of them have the lowest trade. The ones that have been migrated from down below have already been zombified and cured, and so they have the low trades. And of course what we can do with this setup once we get a zombie in behind is get all those prices nice and cheap. And so I've been going over the trades and, you know, we only need like 1 of each of these because the main thing we're going to get from them are each of the tools, which that has 1. We're never going to need a crazy amount of those. Over here we get the sword, and then with this one we've got one that does all of the diamond armor together. And of course with the librarians we've got some signs up here to say exactly what it is that they trade. So I've got one here with Depth Strider 3 that I want to get in the trading hall. And every time I have to kind of wander over the back here, which is something I didn't think about when designing this, is that I've basically got to follow the villager along. So when I designed the trading hall, I realized this part would be manual, and I thought it might be a pain. And it is when the villagers push back against you, but otherwise they're pretty patient and they let you push them in the hole. Then it's just a case of adding their workstation, and you might think I'm a derp for breaking both of these blocks, but because they're on carpet, they're never actually going to use their AI. I've also picked the wrong thing here. So yeah, something can get in, but they're not going to walk out of there. And let's not forget to throw up a sign. So what happens when we have a villager we no longer want to trade with? This guy right here had the scoots and the glass bottles for the final trade, and now that I think about it, I get lots of glass bottles from the witch farm. But anyway, I traded with another one instead, so we no longer need this one. It's not going to go into the system. So we hit the switch over here, and that changes this track where... all the way down there. Lava. Okay, so let's press the button and chase it around. We want to get over here and see this guy fall down just to make sure all's good. Zoom in. Oh, that is very slow falling right there. Oh, and goodbye. And we must always remember to come back here after and change the switch. We don't want any accidents. But now, my friends, you have pretty much seen all the components of the villager activity through these different buildings and how it brings about the whole villager trading system. All of this grind of getting villagers into here is just something I'm going to do on live streams now, and then update you from time to time on how it's going. Now, there is just one more villager project for us to finalize, which is going to go inside of here. I plan on doing that this episode. However, I want to show you some aggressive advertising that I've got in my storage area. So look at this. I've got some free prismarine and sea lanterns and a sign. Free stuff. Mine it all. It's all yours. More at the lantern shop. Now, I am completely fine with this form of advertising, but I got one question, and that is simply why. Why did I not get a shulker box? Look at this. Cub and TFC get special treatment, eh? They get a shulker box as well. Anyway, I'm only making jokes. So, Escal, thank you for the free blocks, I guess. This has got me thinking that we need our own kind of block or blocks to leave in people's base to advertise the Evil Emporium. Yes. The noggin is ticking over with ideas now. So I have logged back onto the server with a fresh cup of hot tea, and it's cold! Yeah, it's cold because I've been engrossed by designing the interior of this place, which... I haven't actually built yet. We've got to fill in all of this space down here with dirt. We've got to design a bottom floor and a top floor. And it's on the top floor that I'm going to put our villagers. And that's because I came up with a really nice design for a cocoa bean farm that you're going to see down here in a moment, in the bottom floor. And this will be our little stairwell that leads up to the top floor where we'll trade with the villagers. Now, these are the ones that trade pumpkins for emeralds. So we're going to need to bring the items across from the other side. And yeah, it's right in the middle here of the support beam, which is going to end up looking a little bit odd. And look at this down here. It looks like a little caving system. Anyway, somewhere down there, I need to reconfigure our pumpkin farm to redirect them up and across into the other building. And we are going to do that with dark oak, just like we did over here. And you know what? We're not going to have a chain on this one to send a redstone signal back. It's always going to pump pumpkins across. And then if we have too many, I'm just going to dispose of them. I have just had a rough couple of minutes. A creeper exploded right here. You can actually see the blast radius of where the signs got destroyed. So now I've got to remember what they were and replace them. And then minutes later I got creepered right here at the front of our entrance. So yeah, now the cows are all caught down here, I guess. Anyways, let's head on inside through our zombie-proof door. We don't want any zombies getting in here. This, by the way, looking a lot nicer now, right? And it is here that we're going to have a cocoa bean farm. And the real question now is, do we want to have these stripped or not? You can actually strip them with an axe. I'm not sure what I want here. And as we put these beans in, you'll notice that we got some moss carpets on the floor that are actually in the way. That's just because I went around and randomized everything. And hidden under some of that moss carpet is some lighting, so nothing can spawn in here, and the floor looks really cool when it's randomized. And you know what? I can't get on board with this. It doesn't look right as a pillar. So there we go. Fully planted, a really nice aesthetic, and now we're left with the top floor where the villagers are going to go. And this is the spot where they will be held. Not very interesting, right? Well, it's what's behind me that I've actually done, because this room is going to be occupied with where the pumpkins get stored. Because we're going to trade these for emeralds with the villagers, and you can see the pumpkins are already starting to roll in. And hopping into the area with the camera account, you can see some pumpkins are actually getting caught up the top there, but this is where they're going to come around and go into the hoppers. This stuff has all been hidden behind trapdoors of different varieties, and I've tried to make it look as interesting as I can in this space. But I'll admit, it does look a little bit odd. However, when we do some more building in here, we're going to throw in decorations and hopefully tie it all together. As for those pumpkins, I'm probably just going to have to reposition this block or do something different with it, because they're being shot out of a dropper and then they land on the edge, and then I think when the next pumpkins go through the water, they get caught in this stack again. And I'm also not too hot on this design, but I've sort of done what I can with the space that we have. And if we had a bit more space, I could have probably done something really nice like that. Anyways, when it comes to this building, I'm umming and ahhing about building a second floor of nether warts, but you can see that I've filled in the bottom floor, and currently they're fully grown, and we got some redstone over here. And I guess we've got to use the camera account again for this one. So below it we have the pumpkin farm, and it looks like it's in action right now. Yeah, so that minecart hopper is now going to drop off the items over here. They go down below, they go across, and then with some redstone, they go up and get spat out at the top into this water stream that we clearly need to fix. So yeah, it's your pretty typical business as usual redstone stuff. However, if we head down here, I've been doing some work with our villagers. I would like to introduce to you Llama Gaga, Kendrick Lamar, and Lama Del Rey. Yes, what I've been doing here is converting some more villagers, because around the corner we have the ones that we trade pumpkins with, and we needed more of them converted so that they do the trade for 1 emerald. So we got Glowy, Squidly, Benny, Bunny, Purplian, and Graylian. Not really sure about those names. And if you were keeping count, that is a total of 9 of these, because we're going to have 9 in total to trade with. So I've now got to move all of these over to that space and build a little trading area. Moving villagers is always messy, right? Ripping a hole in the side of our building here. And it takes all of this. Yep, we got ourselves a chest monster to make this right here, which actually looks fantastic, but mostly because of how awesome these villagers look with their little heads. Oh, God, it's so cool. And they've got their workstations right in front of them. The pumpkins are behind. And now we can start to make those emeralds. And apparently a lot of XP too, which is good because I died earlier helping Doc M fight the Wither. I feel like I'm in a void world right now, but that's not where I am, is it, Wells? Where are we?
Welcome to my created superflat, not to be confused with a creative superflat.
Got ya, got ya. It does kind of look like you might have built this in creative mode, but that's not how Hermitcraft works.
Yeah, this is most definitely my floating island in the sky.
Yeah, this looks like it, you know, took a chunk of your sanity to build.
That's a little bit of an understatement, but yeah.
An understatement. Wow, how many hours you put into this then?
I don't know, but it took me about a week and a half. This is where my storage room is going to go.
Nice.
And it's going to be like big kind of tunnels with the storage room in the center.
It's so cool. I love it, and I can't wait to see what you're going to do here. But, my friend, I've got an offer, an opportunity for you.
I'm always intrigued by offers and opportunities.
Now, I'm sure you've heard about this already, because everyone has been talking about the derp coin, right? Have you seen these floating around?
Not really.
What? What do you mean, not really? This is the derp
coin. Not really.
This right here is replacing diamonds on Hermitcraft, okay? It's a good thing. And I want you to join me.
It's
on this
trademarked.
It is, exactly. Authentic trademark.
Maybe you need to give me like a more detailed rundown, because like, why do we need to replace diamonds?
I don't know the answer to that question, but follow me, and I'm sure you'll be impressed.
Okay.
So, Els, what you see around you here is one of the most glorious places on the server. It's like our own economic area for shopping that's slowly expanding. We got Jevin joining the crew, Vintage Beef is joining as well, and I want you to join us and partake on this adventure as well.
I'm just, I guess I'm still just a little confused. Like, you're saying we got derp coin.
Mm-hmm.
And that it's replacing diamonds.
Exactly.
But like, why is it replacing diamonds?
Well, people are just interested in the derp coin. It's an alternative currency, you know? What was there before diamonds? People used to trade with gold and iron. Then diamonds became the standard, and this is the future right here. The derp coin. I mean, look at it. It's glorious.
I'm not convinced, my friend.
Okay, what do I need to do to convince you?
Well, like, I'm just not really seeing the reasoning for this here. Like, we've had diamonds forever. They've worked well. Everything's been great, and you know, it's easy to understand. You've got X amount of diamonds for X amount of items, and now like
Yeah.
you're talking about replacing it with a currency that isn't even always worth the same amount.
Wells, you're thinking like a dinosaur, okay? You're like an old man stuck in his ways. This is the future. The derp coin is going to replace it. It may not make sense now, but it'll all make sense one day. Look, I'll even give you the rest of these derp coins right here to get started.
I don't know. It's just a little. It sounds a little. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but I'll tell you what, man. You and I, we go back a pretty long way.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna take your word for it.
Okay.
And we'll give it a try and see how it goes. Okay. I'll trust you on this.
Awesome. Sounds like a deal. Shake on it?
Sure.
How does one shake in Minecraft? Punch?
Yep.
Good stuff. All right,
Very
Wells. You're officially a part of the crew.
Okay. Sounds good.